Hello, welcome to Spinal Cord Injury TV. On this channel we educate you and give review of people living with spinal cord injury, and also how they get to navigate their daily life activities. Considering being an individual living with spinal cord injury, having to stay in an accessible hotel room must have some features that ensure comfort, safety, and ease of mobility for someone been confined to wheelchair. Paraplegic lady share her experience in an accessible hotel room where she shared some highlight and features accessibility. Here are some of her highlights.
I'm in a wheelchair and this is an accessible hotel room.
Checking in, the door was pretty heavy without an automatic door opener, but that's usually typical of hotels. The room itself was super spacious and pretty with a waterside view of downtown Norfolk. The bed was low enough to make it relatively even to my wheelchair for transfers, but it's really the bathroom that makes or breaks an accessible hotel room. Again, it was really big, including the doorway, which made maneuvering in a wheelchair easy. And there was a roll under sink so my legs don't get in the way while I'm trying to wash my hands or face, but unfortunately the mirror is set too high on the wall to see myself in it, and the toilet is set too close to one side of the wall. Some of you should know by now that I get dressed in the toilet by scooting back and forth, so putting a toilet that close means I can't lean over on that side. And clearly the toilet seat needed to be tightened because it was moving a lot during transfers. I could have called maintenance about it, but I was just too busy. There was a shower seat built in, which is awesome, but like many detachable shower heads, it was put up too high for wheelchair users to reach. So I waited for someone else to adjust it down for me. Overall, the devil is in the details when it comes to accessibility, including hotel rooms. This is a really nice hotel room with just some minor things that could be fixed if the hotel so choose. I would stay again though.
Traveling as a paraplegic in a wheelchair as a tourist comes with unique challenges, but it also brings rewarding experiences. It requires extra planning and patience, but it's absolutely worth it. From learning to adapt, advocate for better accessibility, and embrace the adventure. There's nothing quite like discovering new places, even if it means rolling over a few bumps along the way. She continues by sharing her tourist experience in her city as a wheelchair user.
I'm in a wheelchair and this is how I'm going to spend the weekend being a tourist in my own city.
This is Mermaid City, aka Norfolk, Virginia, and I got a hotel room downtown to show you around from my perspective. On day one, I went to the Nauticus Naval Museum across the street. I got on the top level of the USS Wisconsin battleship using a ramp, and since this is the largest naval base in the world, there was tons of local naval history inside too. And since downtown is so walkable, we went over to Hell's Kitchen where I got a crab cake sandwich. For breakfast the next day, we walked along the river to a coffee shop to get quiche and a PSL. And after that, we drove a few minutes to the Chrysler Museum of Art where I used their wheelchair lift to access their indoor galleries. And my favorite was actually this outdoor garden outside to sit in though. I also met my friend to go kayaking using the downtown accessible kayak launch, which is my favorite go-to kayaking location. We returned to the hotel after that to grab dinner inside the building at this beautiful restaurant, and to end the night, we walked over to take a sunset sailing boat tour. Help was available to go up and down the steep boat ramp with 2 steps at the end, and the crew was incredibly kind and accommodating. There was even live music, and it was definitely my favorite thing I did this weekend. On the last day, we got breakfast at the Bird, and we went to the Virginia Zoo.
I saw online that if you have a disability, you and a companion can get in for free. Okay, we're good? Okay, thank you.
As you heard, it is free admission if you are disabled, which is awesome since some of the ramps can be steep and tiring if you don't have a power assist. I brought mine though, and we had a great time seeing all the animals. Overall, I hope that in trying new things, I could share accessible destinations for any disabled travelers interested in my home city.
Using the bathroom as a paraplegic requires planning, adaptive techniques, and sometimes assistive devices to maintain independence and comfort. She further explained how she get to navigate through seamlessly to get her bowel done independently.
Yes, since I'm paralyzed, I have to use the bathroom differently, and that includes number 1 and 2. I'm aware of how TMI this might be, but because I don't censor myself, here's your final warning before I give the tutorial. My brain can't tell my body when to go, so I have to go on a scheduled routine. For me, that's every other night using the system called the Parastene. It's basically a fancy enema for people like me that have no worky bowels. It looks crazy, it is crazy, and this is how it works. Step 1, fill the bag with water, and everyone's favorite, you can add any medications you need to the water and then hook up all the tubing. The disposable catheter is self-lubricating when water is added. You just need to wait a few minutes, but once that's done, you can get started. I get on the toilet by putting one hand on the frame of my wheelchair and the other on the toilet seat. And then I pivot over there, easy peasy lemon squeezy. These are crucial supplies you'll need. You start by inserting the catheter you know where and inflating the balloon a little bit. That's what makes the enema cinema fancy. Then you can switch the setting onto the water setting to start pumping water in, and you can choose the amount that you need. When you're ready, you can deflate the balloon and take it out, and obviously I won't be reusing that part, so I take it off and throw that away along with the glove that I use just in case. And then it's cleanup time, very demure, very mindful. You can dump out all the water you didn't use and then store that away.
Let's keep supporting the spinal cord injury community. Thank you for watching.
Please kindly click subscribe. Thanks for your support.